you know, I'd done a post on it very early. The girlfriend said to me, Stu, you know what you should do? You should get yourself on TikTok. And I went, isn't TikTok for 7-year-olds? You know? And she went, yeah, but you're a creative person. You've got a video, you've got so much to show. It's physical.
And you can dance.
Yeah, and I can dance. No, I can't. I was at the back. You know, the diversity thing, I was at the back. There was a big group of people. The front of the stage was here, and I was over here somewhere. I wasn't front and center. I was horrendous. But I did it.
Yeah.
No, but the TikTok thing, she went, just try it. Just try it. One of the, I think it was the 4th or 5th video I posted, got 97,000 views on TikTok. And I went, oh, wow. Now, to be honest, the rest of them got about 10, and then it got worse and worse and worse. And I stopped putting attention into it. But one of the videos got 97,000 views. And I went, oh, there's something behind this. So what I did was I saved the video from TikTok and I shared it on the LinkedIn. And that got some traction.
Was it one of your time-lapse videos?
No, that didn't come yet. So what happened next was I went, people are enjoying watching this. So I tried Facebook Live. And I was on Facebook Live for an hour and a half, and I'd only made half a wallet. And people dipped in and out. And it was like, you know, it was obviously boring to watch from a point of view where you just sat on the screen watching me draw on a piece of leather and cut it out. So I went, how can I, you know, show somebody the process of full process properly of a build? And I went, oh, what about time-lapse video? So I went on that TikTok, and they didn't do this. They didn't do it. So I had a Google, and apparently on Samsung, you could do what we call a hyperlapse, and it's just a function on the phone. So I got my phone out, and I turned on hyperlapse, and I recorded a build, and it just sort of went from there. I stuck it on LinkedIn, and I put it on TikTok, and it just built up and built up and built up. I've got about 130 videos now so far. Wow. Just of making stuff. Now, I'll be honest, I don't do everything. You know, I don't record all the stuff that I make. Usually once I get a big batch of orders in, and I'll get through half of them, and then I'll record the second half. You know, it's a lucky dip type of thing, you know, unless somebody specifically requests it, and I do get that. I don't record it. It's mainly just for social media that I record them.
One of the things that I like about it, which is why I think it's good, is that when you're trying to create a brand about anything, you have to get people to buy into the backstory and what goes into it. So if someone's going to pay more for a wallet than they could get in John Lewis, they want to know the passion that's gone into it, the processes, to see how you color the leather, the way you cut it and stuff. That's what you do very well. But it's there's a transparency there that with because one thing I've noticed, and I'll be very careful how I phrase this, but there are other people that sell craft-based businesses, but they just outsource all the production to other people.
And that, what you've just said there, is probably the biggest reason I started doing the videos, because I came across the same thing, and I'll be careful in what I say as well. But I'll give you an example of a table manufacturing company that I know. Now, they create handcrafted British tables. However, the tabletop comes from Turkey. The table legs come from India. They come into the UK. He puts the table legs on the table, and because he's changed the structure of it and the way it looks, it's now classed as made in Britain. And because he's done it by hand, it's now handmade in Britain, technically. And I got a lot of people saying, do you actually make these, or where do you get them from? Oh, no, I make it. Well, actually make it. And I was like, yes, I actually make it. So early days, I would take pictures of my work. So, you know, I'd cut the pieces out so they were just too fat for this. So they're just literally pieces of the wallet. And then I'd send the pictures of them coming together. And then I'd send pictures of them complete sort of thing. And again, like stages of wallet being made. And then obviously the video started automatically combating that, because people were watching me actually roll out a giant sheet of leather.
But it's that authenticity to it. And likewise, you know, realistically, I imagine a lot of your buyers are business owners.
Yeah, they are.
But because of that, they'll appreciate the amount of effort, and that justifies the price.
It does, yeah. And there was another side of it, which, again, careful the way I phrased this. But it's, if you think of some of the makes like Burberry, Fred Perry, Lacoste, when you think of those makes, you think of a certain category of people in our social environment, which you don't necessarily want to be involved with. You know, chaps, basically, right? Now, I didn't want my products being associated in the wrong way, so I priced them in a way which means that only a certain category or type of people could get them. And
this is your brand positioning. So it's almost, if you're going to launch a watch, you position it, if you want to, against Rolex, Omega, whoever, as opposed to against Casio. So that mentally people, I'm happy to pay $3,000 plus for that, as opposed to, it's not a 299 Argos thing. But that's where it's important. It's an important part of strategy, because even though your costs might be the same or similar, and actually I had mine serviced about 6 months ago and it was horrendously expensive, but it's because they took it apart, rebuilt. Apparently I would have loved, and I would have even paid more to see a hyperlapse of my watch getting taken. I would have paid more for that, and it already cost me 600 quid or whatever it was.
And you know what's crazy, right? The guy who done it for you, on his phone, there's an app to allow him to do it. And that's one of the things that people don't get. In fact, the camera roll, the camera feature on an iPhone, the camera feature on a Samsung, both of them do time-lapse or hyperlapse videos. So the people that are doing this stuff, all they need to do is spend 25 quid on a little phone stand, and they've already got the phone to do it, most likely.
Because in the same way that when you got the watch strap from the guy in Turkey, I think it was Turkey, but it made you feel special because it was bespoke. You're doing the same thing. And actually, although when I take like the Kia to get serviced, even they do a video to show you what was wrong with the brakes. And
just spin the tire and go, look, it rotates.
But it builds trust, as opposed to, are they just scamming me out of 300 quid or whatever? So, but
exactly, yeah. No. And one of the things that I do, on this one, if you can see, there's a company logo on that pocket, and then the actual wallet itself, we've put somebody's initials on there, so that personalization where, these 3 wallets, which I was working on before we came on the call, they're all from the same template, but they're all dyed different colours, they're all stamped with different initials. The way that red and the way that brown's reacted to the leather, you can see the markings on there. It means they're completely different. You can see all the imperfections on the brown a lot more than you can the red. And it's down to the fact that, the leather's different. It's a material which isn't produced in a factory.
Yeah, okay.
You're going to get different ways. So the bespoke side of it, I think a lot of people pay for that as well.
No, very cool.